When you first set up your project, you were told to name your first sequence 01. That should be just the first scene of your film. Once you finish editing the first scene, you should go ahead and create a new sequence. You can do that by going to the File menu, choosing New Sequence, or just pressing Command N. Make sure you use the same settings you did before, 1080p and 30 frames per second. Name the sequence 02 and click OK. Continue doing that for each of the scenes in your film. If you have a scene that has few shots in it, you can combine it with another scene with few shots if it's right next to it. So for example, I'm going to do Command N and I'm going to combine scene 3 and scene 4 because they both have very few shots in it. I'll click OK. Then I'll go ahead and create sequences for each of the scenes in my script. I've got 5, 06, 07, and 08. Now, one advantage of having different sequences for each scene is that you can always skip a scene if you don't have all the shots, or maybe it's giving you a little problem, so you can jump ahead and work on any scene you wish. Once you have all your scenes built and you're ready to compile the entire film, or if you want to get a preview, create a new sequence and call it Master. So I'll do Command N, and this will be my master. To prepare for assembling your master, think in terms of the transitions between your sequences. So for example, sequence 1, I can choose this up here, or I can double click it here to open it up, ends with a close-up. And I've cut it fairly short, but if I wish that to dissolve into the next scene, I've got to leave a little bit extra. So I'll go ahead and extend this by floating over the end, clicking on it and dragging it. And that gives me a little bit extra, and I can just shorten that down. Hopefully we don't get too much of that. And I'll do the same thing with scene 2, which I've already done. So I'm going to go to the master. I can double click it here, or I can just choose it here. I'll build the master sequence by selecting my first scene sequence, which is number 1, and dragging it into the master sequence. Then I'll take my second one and drag it over. Now remember, I left these a little bit long so I could do a transition between them. So now I have to shorten them a little bit before I do the transition. So let me just take a look at this one. I'll go ahead and zoom in. And okay, right there's where I want to end that one. So I'll go ahead and select the scene, float over the end, click and drag to shorten it, and let's see where I want this one to start. I'll give just a little bit before they start and shorten that. Eliminate the gap between the two. And now I could take my effect, go to Video Transitions. If I was doing a cross dissolve, I would just bring it over and put it over both of them and play it through, and let's see what that looks like. Okay, for this one I don't want to cross dissolve, so I'll go ahead and do Command Z. I'll go over here and use a dip to black instead. I think dip to black is going to work better for this. So let's see how this works. And the dip to black seems to work best. So let me zoom this back out and let you know that you'll be doing the same thing. As you complete your scenes, just go to their sequence, drag it, add it in line, make adjustments that you might need, and we'll just build it out. And you can do effects between them, but remember you have to allow a little bit on those scenes if you're going to do something, and then choose those points. And when you're done, you should have your completed film, and you'll be able to watch it from the beginning to the end and make adjustments as need be to see the film. This is a great way of keeping things organized and giving you a lot more flexibility in doing your editing.